rather small rants.
Saying that Todd Phillips' Joker is a divisive film would be an understatement. I don't think I've seen a movie get this much praise and panning in so long. For me personally, I thought it was amazing. It highlighted the effect we and our society can have on the mentally unstable and the possibility of these people turning to dangerous fundamentalism. I've seen a lot of people say that the movie doesn't have a lot to say, and yeah, I can somewhat see where people are coming from, but its message is very clear-cut and simple, and I like that. Plus, it was a breath of fresh air for comic book movies, and my dream of seeing Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker came true, and it was everything I wanted and more. To all those who don't like this movie, that's fair, you're allowed to disagree with me and have different tastes. However, I've seen a lot of people who take their distaste for this movie very much out of proportion for one reason in particular. No, I'm not talking about all the news outlets that said this movie was dangerous and would encourage violence. That's a whole other box of frogs, which hilariously failed for them, as none of this stuff even happened, and the movie made a lot more money because of the media attention. And no, I'm not even talking about the general criticism of the writing or direction. You see, there is one point in particular that really pisses me off. The point in particular which I hear so many people criticize the movie over is that it's a copycat. A copycat of Taxi Driver, The King of Comedy, You Were Never Really Here, Falling Down, American Psycho, Joe, Entertainment, He Was a Quiet Man, Christine, wait, when I say Christine, not that Christine, although both Arthur and Christine do murder all the people who hurt them. The most particular examples are the works of Martin Scorsese, Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy. Now, it's no secret that these two movies did inspire Todd Phillips' vision for Joker. He basically confirms it in several interviews. There are so many little nods to these movies in terms of character, settings, scenes, quirks, and that's fine. Sure, it can get a little too much and be a tad distracting in some places, but the film still manages to be something of its own. But to say this movie is a copycat and base your hate for the movie on that alone is just dumb. And here's why. See, I don't see this criticism a lot when people discuss and review movies. Sure, they do compare them to other films, but it's never discussed as being a bad thing, or when it is, it's not exactly a focal point or as harsh as Joker's copycat accusations have been. I don't believe it's wrong to pay homage to these movies. I think it's important we do this. It's a tribute to the best moments of cinema. Martin Scorsese himself has been doing this throughout his career. He was incredibly inspired by the works of Alfred Hitchcock and Michael Powell, and you can see so many instances of these inspirations throughout Marty's work, yet they don't get critiqued on this. I also think it's interesting that these people who hate Joker for this stealing love the movie Booksmart. See, don't get me wrong, Booksmart is a good movie, but it's hard to ignore the fact that this film is similar to Superbad in every way. The character types, the structure of the plot itself, the style of comedy. And again, this isn't a bad thing as long as your film can be unique and stand its own, and Booksmart does. So does Joker. You Were Never Really Here, a film that was apparently copied by Joker, is essentially taking from Taxi Driver itself, so why does that get a free pass? So why Joker? Is it because it's a comic book movie that's doing well, especially with award season? After all, there's a lot of comic book movie fatigue going around. Maybe, but Logan did incredibly well in its own right, and that movie was very inspired by Children of Men. Is it because people are annoyed over Todd Phillips' comments about comedy and the struggle of trying to be funny in the modern age? Very possibly. Or could it be because people just want to have another reason to hate this movie? Because of all these things. See, I think it's that. Joker isn't a perfect movie. I'm not saying the inspiration the filmmakers use in their films shouldn't be critiqued, because it absolutely should be to an extent. But why does Joker get all the hate when it's simply paying homage and telling an interesting new adaptation of a beloved comic book character? No movie is original these days. Nearly every original idea comes from something the author has seen, and whilst that's abundantly clear with Joker, that doesn't make it a copycat. Hey, Robert De Niro, who plays Murray Franklin in the film, was the star of Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy. Do you think this wasn't done intentionally? There's so much unique stuff to pull out of Joker. Its beautiful score, its creative cinematography, and its interesting, captivating protagonists, matched with Joaquin's entrancing performance. I'm not telling you to like Joker if you don't. If Joker's tributes to other movies bother you so much, that's fine, but at least give me a reason as to why Joker should be singled out in comparison to these other movies. Because until you tell me why, and we can have an interesting discussion about it, I'm not going to take your criticism seriously.
Oh no! I forgot to punch out.